Hi, hello, and welcome to today's session on creating a chatbot using AWS Lex and integrating it with the WhatsApp. So, if you are a organization or a designer or a developer who is venturing into chatbot for the very first time, at a very broad level, there are two major decision points which you can take. One, either you can go with the open source software such as Rasa framework, or you can get on to a cloud-based chatbot which can be AWS or it can be Azure or GCP. Even in our own channel, we have a couple of videos wherein we have done a weather bot using Rasa. So if you are stuck there saying that what should I do, I will give you certain food for thoughts and will allow you to decide on your own. Because on both the sides you have pros and cons. If you go for an open source software, you own the entire stuff. You can download the software in your laptop or your on-prem server, and you can develop features as you want. In a cloud-based system, irrespective of whichever cloud you choose in, you get all the basic engineering assembled, and all you need to worry is designing your natural flow. And as a good chatbot designer or a developer, my 2 cents is you should be spending more and more time on modeling a natural conversation and make it look more and more real. It is not that easy. Whereas in an open source system, the amount of time which it will consume for you to set up the environment and resolve the dependencies and then get onto the chatbot is going to be substantial. We did a chatbot in Rasa. It worked extremely well. 6 to 7 months down the line, when we went back and we wanted to add some more features, we did see that they had a very good version upgrade, and unfortunately some of the features were not forward or backward compatible. So that means that we end up spending a lot of time in re-engineering the architecture. The newer version was better, but now I don't have a guarantee that 1 year from now or 2 years from now I need not worry about the environment, but I just have to keep adding more and more features. So that fundamentally means each version upgrade, a major version upgrade, means a lot of engineering effort in writing codes and assembling parts and resolving dependencies. But when it comes to cloud-based system, such fear or such concern is not warranted. So that is one aspect of decision making. The other aspect is on an on-prem or open source based software, you own the data. Everything is within your hard disk. Here it is in cloud, it is made accessible to you. But if you are paranoid about cloud, you might need to think about getting into a cloud which is compliant to your industry. For example, if you are in healthcare, AWS has a robust high trust certification. In fact, they even have AWS Health Lake where even PHI data is being ported into. So fundamentally, you need to choose the cloud based on the compliance and how much the cloud adopts to it. Nowadays, all the three major clouds are more or less in compliant with all the industry regulations. So that means a plus point for the cloud. The third thing is, when you want to build a chatbot, immediately you will want to deploy it either in your website or with Facebook or Instant Messenger or WhatsApp or Slack. There are numerous channels. When you do it with the open source software, there is a lot of engineering work in enabling that integration. It is not difficult, but it is neither easy. Whereas in cloud-based chatbots, those integration point comes as a out-of-box features So all you need to do is enable a handshake between the platform which you want to deploy your bot and your bot itself. In our demo, we will see how do we develop and deploy a chatbot into WhatsApp. That is our demo is all about today. So here you have a out-of-box features. In an open source system, you need to develop it from the scratch, or you need to do a lot of engineering. So it all boils down to, if you are ready to spend a lot of time on the engineering aspects, writing code, go for open source. Or if you are someone who is more bothered or more interested towards designing a natural conversational flow and make it as a and start using it as part of your use case or a business case, go for a cloud. And in today's session, we will use AWS and we will make use of a service called Lex. So if you are someone who has never logged into AWS so far, the good news is you need not worry. We are not going to touch any of the regular components like S3, EC2, IAM. You don't need to know any of it. It might be new to you. It is absolutely fine. What we are going to do is we are going to log into AWS, utilize a Lex service and create a bot. So the three parameters or the three inputs which you will need to follow with this demo is you need to have a free AWS account, a free Twilio account which will help you to integrate with WhatsApp, and a free account in weatherstack.com, because in this case, in our chatbot, we are going to inquire the weather of any of the global cities in this world, and this WeatherStack has a ready-made API which will take in your input and will provide you the response with the elaborate weather conditions in that particular city. So these are the three accounts which you need: an AWS account, a Twilio account, and a WeatherStack account. All three are free, so you need not worry about creating this account. And once you have all three of it, you can join me and start doing things in parallel along with me. And we will also use a serverless feature called Lambda. What is serverless for the beginners? Again, it is an abstraction. So once you are doing something in cloud, you have a code which needs to run. Or should you be thinking about configuring a machine, installing a OS, and then running your code? Or you need not worry about all of it and just create a code which will achieve your objective and allow the cloud to handle the infrastructure part of it. So basically, a serverless, as the name indicates, the server part of configuring and installing the OS is not something you need to worry about. You need not even worry about scaling up and scaling down, because assume that there is a million hit on your chatbot. Will the machine crash? It will not, because your AWS will handle it on behalf of you. To do that, you have a concept called serverless, and we will make use of a feature called Lambda. And this Lambda, for this demo purpose, I have written a code in Python, but you can write code in Java, Node.js, Ruby on Rails, and that list keeps extending. Without any further delay, we will get directly into the demo. My audience are at the beginner's level. So what you see on the screen are three different scenarios of a discussion with increasing complexity. The first scenario is like a hi and bye type of a conversation, which doesn't really make sense, but that is how we begin. Say, assume two strangers meet each other. You just say hi, other person says how are you, then you say bye and thank you. As we said, it doesn't make sense, but it is the least complex conversation which you can imagine. Why I say it is least? Because it doesn't involve any transaction. It is a very free flow of information without having to refer something or process something, right? The second scenario, the complexity little bit adds up, wherein you're going to ask a bot saying that, hey, you know what, I want to know the temperature of a specific city. Now the bot has to rely on a backend to get you the right information. Scenario 3, we further add up the complexity, wherein you just say, hey, you know what, I want to know the weather. Then the bot prompts you saying that, can you tell me which particular city you are looking at? And you say Paris, and it gets back the temperature. The complexity doesn't end here. In real world, it is far more complex, wherein once a person knows the weather, he might even say, I want to book a hotel room there. Now the bot has to prompt him to figure out, is he a smoker, a non-smoker, does he have a pet or he doesn't have a pet, how long he wants to stay, and does he have any coupons, or is there any specific constraint which you need to know, and what type of room he needs, and that conversation keeps building up. So as a bot developer, you might need to pay attention in emulating such a natural conversation rather than on the technology part of it. And the other complexity in a bot is what you see on the screen is a very simple list of a discussion, but a person need not always start a discussion with a hi. Probably he can start it with hey, or he can say, hey, glad I could see you. Anything, that list is endless, and getting used to such a list and forming that list is going to be the most challenging side of a chatbot development. And trust me, you always have to keep an eye on your bot even once it is deployed, and look at the logs to see if there are any failed conversation. Probably the bot couldn't handle it gracefully, and you might need to revisit your design to see in a future how does that bot handle it in a way wherein any conversation ends gracefully, right? So let's add some terminologies to it. So when I say hi, hello, what I really mean is I'm trying to greet you. So in a bot terminology, we call that as intent. Intent is nothing but what is the objective which I'm trying to achieve. So I have a greet intent, I have a goodbye intent. A goodbye is I can say bye, I can say thank you, I can say see you again. So the way that intent, the objective is achieved is what you call as utterances. So hi is an utterance of a greet intent. How can I help you is a response to that. It is again an utterance. So in basic design, forming an exhaustive list of utterances is where we need to utilize a crowdsourcing sort of a model wherein you will get lots and lot of information. Again, if you're going to develop a bot which is very specific to your domain, say a healthcare domain or a banking domain, you will have specific terminologies also related to it. The third thing which you need to know is a slot. A slot in simple term or in a developer's term is nothing but a parameter. So what you see on the screen, Chennai is a slot. Basically it means I want to know a temperature of Chennai. So Chennai is a parameter and the bot will get back the temperature of Chennai. Chennai you can replace that parameter with anything else. Mumbai, Paris, London, Abu Dhabi, any city. So basically the city name becomes a slot. So let me reiterate, we just saw three terminologies. Intent, what is that objective which you want to achieve? So here my bot has, say probably scenario 2 has three intents. One is a greet intent, the other one is the inquire whether. In fact, I don't even have a goodbye intent here, it ends there. Probably if I go ahead and say goodbye, then it becomes a say a goodbye intent here, and the utterance also is a goodbye here. Utterances are nothing but the way intent is uh, achieved. Slot in simple terms is a parameter. So with these three basic building blocks, let us start building a bot. So I'll get on to AWS. I logged into it. If you are seeing the screen for the first time, so don't worry. As I said, you need not know AWS and its features to do a bot. It is a fully managed services. So once you click on services, you will see all the services which is available. You go ahead to machine learning. Under that you have something called Amazon Lex. Click on it. That is your bot service from AWS. You can create a bot. So I'm going to hit create a bot. You want to try a sample, or I'm going to do a custom bot. Give a bot name. You can say a demo bot. The language, I'll choose English US. Output voice, anything. Session timeout. Say I'm giving 5 minutes. If you are going to do a banking transaction,
Hello, my name is Sally.
if you're going to do a banking transaction and accidentally the user of the bot has just left the transaction open, you don't want someone else to utilize it. So normally you might need to put a timeout saying that if I had been inactive for more than such a duration, the bot will time out and the session will end. Sentiment analysis, no. IAM role, need not worry about it. COPPA, basically it's like a Children Privacy and Protection Act, which says, are you building a bot which will be used by children, or is it compliant with it? And we are not doing anything for children, so I can safely say no. Do I need an advanced option to begin with? No. So hit create. Your bot is ready. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an intent. The intent can be created in two ways. One is you can create it from the scratch, or you can use some of the inbuilt intent. We will do both. So first I will hit create intent. I'll say okay, let me say a demo welcome. Done. I'm just going to add some utterances. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to say how are you, or sorry, I can say I am, or I can say welcome. Any possible ways you can think a person can greet, right? Now I don't want to initialize, or I don't want to validate any of it. I'm not having any slots in it. No confirmation is needed. All this we will do as we build up the complexities. Now as a response to it, I can say hello. That's a response. Or I can say welcome, or I'll say glad you are here. I can say how can I, oh, my caps lock is off. How can I help you? And you can write anything. So more responses you write, the bot will choose one of it at random and will provide you as an answer. So I'll just say save intent, right? It's a very simple bot. We have not done anything. We just created a bot. We added one intent, and let's see how it comes. So let me remove this also. I just have demo welcome, nothing else, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and let me also add one more intent. In this time I'm not going to create an intent from scratch, but I'm going to add something which is already there, a goodbye, which is an inbuilt intent. So I'm going to say add this goodbye intent. So a goodbye got added, wherein it is predefined for you what is what are the utterances. AWS does that for you. In response you can add whatever you want. I can even say see you again or anything of that sort, right? So we have just created the scenario 1. Simple bot with two intents, a welcome and a goodbye intent. Nothing great, it's not a rocket science. Go and hit build. It's going to create. Yep, it is your bot is getting built. In a few seconds you will have it ready. Just give a few more seconds. Yep, it is there. Now can I test it out? Yes. Say hi. Yep, it asks. Now I say thanks. It doesn't understand. I can say bye. See ya. So basically we have just built two intents and with several utterances in it. One intent is a greet intent which you wrote from scratch. The other intent, goodbye intent, you just inherited or reused from the already available intents from AWS. Utterances you can keep adding and adding and adding, and you just hit a build and you have your first version ready. But this is not what you all wanted, right? You wanted to find out the temperature of any place. So what you can do, that means that you want to inquire weather. Yeah, so I can say that I want to know the weather of Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, London, Abu Dhabi, any place. But somewhere I need to have a logic which will give me that response. So what I did is we went and logged into weatherstack.com. It's a free website. Once you log in, it will give you an API key which is free. Just copy it. Using this key, you will be able to log into this website programmatically, and once you provide a city name, it will respond back to you in terms of the entire information about the weather on the city. So basically, if you are more interested, you can see the documents. It has a lot of answers. Like if you go to the documentation, it says what all it gives you, but you need not be worrying about all of it. You just need to know this is a website and it will give you a free API key. Use it and provide a city name. Programmatically, it will respond back to your query. So I take this key and I go to Lambda. So for the beginners who don't know how to use Lambda, go to services. Under compute, you see Lambda, which is a serverless option. That means you need not configure a server, you need not install your OS, you need not worry about any of those items. AWS handles for you. So I already written a Lambda for you. If you are new, you can just say create function and you can say author from scratch, give a name, and you need not do anything. And the runtime, as I said, you have so many options. If you are a Java person, you can write the code in Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby, .NET. You can write anything in whichever language you want, and then you can write a code. I have already done that for you. So I wrote it in Python. So the code is here, and the GitHub repository for this code will be provided as part of the comment section or the description section of this video. So this code doesn't do anything great. As you already see, this key I have taken it from here. This is the same key. After this session I'm going to reset it, so you might need to use your own key. You need not use this key. Once you log into weatherstart.com, it's a free account, you will get a key for yourself. You please make use of it. If you are going to reuse the program in the same format, it will not work because the key would have changed. So what I have done here is I have given the website name and I have given the key name, and what I'm saying is once I pass on the city, go to this website using this key and get me the answer, and then take the temperature alone, because the response will have the how much humidity is there, what is the chillness factor, what is
It has around 26 parameters. I'm not interested in such an exhaustive response. I just need temperature. So I'm just going to say, get me the temperature for the city which I provided and return back. So this Lambda doesn't do anything great. It is a simple logic. As I said, if you are well comfortable writing it in Java, .NET, you are more than welcome to do it. The parameters remains the same, and for additional help on how to code it and other things, you can visit the documentation part in case if you are using a different language. But if you are using Python, the same code will work. You have to provide the access key, give the website name and the city, which will be an input. So once you have returned this Lambda function, now what I'm going to do is I'll show you the bot which I just created for you. I am going to go ahead and say keep adding utterances. I will just show you how to do it. Probably I'll say I wish to know the temperature in, so I can say Chennai, but Chennai is a city, so I will just highlight it and immediately let me add this. The moment I highlight, it says okay, it is a city. Fine. So it is an utterance. It allows you, in case if you want to validate your input, say for example I give a name of a city which doesn't exist, or I make a spelling mistake, then the API may not give you a right response. So in such case, if you want to write a validation code, you can write another Lambda and click on it and attach that Lambda. So basically it's a microservices architecture. So if you want to validate your input, write a validation logic and hook on to this particular validation segment. So tomorrow, if your logic changes, you need not change the entire bot. All you need to change is change the Lambda name here, it will work. Now I have given the city as a parameter, and the slot type is, you have all lot of inbuilt parameters. I have chosen city as one of the parameter here. You have number, you have first name, last name, lot of things, and I'm not doing anything else. I'm not going for a confirmation prompt. Now once I get a city, what should I do? I don't want to add a message here because I don't know the temperature of the city upfront. So initially when you said hi, I know that I have to respond to you as hi, how are you? But when you ask a specific information, I need to query that. So I can't just click on return parameters to the client. I'm going to add AWS Lambda function. And when it asks, I'm going to select the weather bot, which we just saw here. The Lambda which I just wrote, I gave the name as weather bot. I just selected here. I will say the latest version, and that's it. Now what happens is, whenever you are, the user queries in such an information, the bot goes and checks with this particular Lambda, and in this Lambda I have already written a line saying that this is the temperature. So you should be able to get that in the test panel, right? But if you really see the greet intent, I don't have any Lambda to be invoked. So that is the reason for fulfillment I have just selected return parameter to the client, where I have given a list of responses. But when you see inquire whether, I'm going to say go and hit a Lambda function, and tomorrow your logic changes. You need not worry, you just need to change the Lambda function here, your bot design remains intact. So in a way, what you are actually doing is your microservices architecture, wherein you need not change the whole logic but only a part of it, right? Now let me build. I'm building it. It's going to take some time. I'll wait for that. Yep, it's done. Now I'm going to say hi. It responds. How can I help you? Yeah, I want to know whether, and say I can say Mumbai. So when I say weather in Mumbai, it falls somewhere, yeah, this particular utterance. It goes and takes the city name, because weather in the last parameter, it recognizes it as a slot, takes that slot, invokes this lambda, and that lambda takes the city name as Mumbai, calls in this particular website through this API key, and the API response, it takes in and gives you this response back here. Very simple. Now let's go to scenario 3, where I just say, hey, I want to know the weather news. I came here to know more about the weather, but I don't give a city name. So what you do, I have a confirmation prompt. I say, I need a city, but you have not given me a slot. So can you please name the city here? And once you specify a city, I'm going to say, this is the city you are asking for. And I say no, it starts all over again. So basically, the level of complexity I'm slightly adding. Here I'm inquiring the weather without giving you the right parameter. So the bot in turn asks me that, hey, you know what, I'm expecting a parameter. Can you please tell me what it is? And once you give a city name, it prompts you to confirm whether the bot has understood the right thing. If you say yes, it proceeds and calls the same lambda function. If you say no, it starts all over again. Let's check it, right? Hi. Weather news. It says, name the city. I'm going to say Chennai, because I didn't give a city name. Now it says, you wish to know the weather in Chennai. That is the one you have given here. The moment I say yes, it takes that city, calls it. Now let me try it again. Hi. Weather news. I'm going to say Chennai. I'm going to say no. It again starts all over again. Now I say weather in, say, let me say Delhi. It goes directly, because here I have given a slot. So fundamentally, the complexity, the way I have increased it here is, I didn't give a slot, and I'm asking the bot to prompt and get a slot, and then confirm it back, and then once it is confirmed by the user, go and hit the lambda. Yeah, you need not end here. As I said, you can validate all of it by writing in another lambda, and you can call one lambda from the other. Your business logic can keep increasing, and even if you want to return back the geospatial location and a lot of things, you can always do. The flow remains the same. Your logic can change. What you do here, what I have done is just simple. Went to the website, took the name and gave it to you, the temperature. Or rather, you can write a very, very complex logic here. It is up to you. Or you can make one lambda to hit a database, from a database invoke another lambda, do a cascading. That is all simple programming. That doesn't change your bot, but probably performance will impact if you are going to do a lot of cascading. So keep it moderately complex, not too complex, right? And as I said, tomorrow you have written a different logic and you want to get rid of this particular logic. All you need to do is come here and change it. So now you know that you have written a bot, it works fine. All you now need to do is integration. Integration is the most easiest piece. So go ahead and first build your bot. As the bot is getting built, your bot is, go to the channels. You can integrate your bot with Facebook, Slack, Click and Twilio. What we are going to do is, I'm going to use the Twilio option. I'm going to give a name saying that it is a weather bot. Channel description is optional. IAM role, don't change it. Alias, I'm going to say weather bot latest. Now for the handshake, you need these parameters. An account SID or a token, which you don't have now. So go back and log into Twilio. It's a free account, and when you go to the dashboard, is go to the dashboard. You should be seeing those information there, ready-made. Yep, it is there. I just copied it. Go back here, paste it. Account token. Go back here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste it here. Done. Now that means basically Twilio is now linked with your bot. I'm going to say this was the earlier version. I'm deleting this. Yeah. And now this one I'm going to activate. Got it. So I got an endpoint URL. So copy this. So what it means is now your bot is ready to be interfaced with Twilio. It has given you an endpoint URL which you just copied. Go back to Twilio, and here you have a programmable messaging. This is Twilio is a San Francisco based startup which helps you with your mobile communications. So under that I'll go to settings. There WhatsApp sandbox that they have given you as a free sandbox for a limited number of hits. Now copy paste that endpoint here so that whenever your request hits this sandbox, it will be serviced by this URL. So, and I'm going to go ahead and save. Now, if you ping this number with this particular code for the first time, you will your WhatsApp is connected to the sandbox, and then you can go ahead and do the similar testing like what we did here from your WhatsApp. So what happens is when your WhatsApp you say hi, that message comes here, it hits this URL propagates it back to this bot, and this bot will start responding, and that response is propagated back to you to your WhatsApp. So basically this Twilio acts as a platform to connect your Lex bot and your mobile, and you can play around with it. You can even change the logic and try how it works. It will be perfect, right? So basically what you have done is you created a simple bot and you integrated with your WhatsApp, and it is there, right? And the moment you are done with it, all you need to do is go ahead and you can delete this. The URL will no longer be active, or you can go ahead and change this or make space it out so that when it gets hit, you don't have a URL to serve the incoming request. And as I said, this is your very first step. WhatsApp integration is first step. You can do much more, but for a beginner, I will leave it here. We hope you find it useful, and if you have any questions or you get stuck anywhere, do let me know. I'll be able to help you out.
Hope you would have enjoyed the demo. In the comment section of this video, you will see the link for the GitHub repository wherein you can see the code. Exercise caution that you replace the key, because that is a key which I had used for this demo, and I will be resetting it right today, so it may not work. You might need to replace it with the key from your WeatherStack account. And this is just a first step, because chatbots, you still need people to type in, but where we are heading towards is a voice skill, wherein people want to issue a voice command and get a response. Can you put a chatbot into a Alexa? Can you do things based on voice? Can you reuse the code? Absolutely yes. That is the second session which you will see, wherein we will put a particular chatbot which you have just developed into Alexa and see how it works. And that should be one of your decision making parameter irrespective of whichever platform you develop, because voice skill is indispensable. And until I see you in the next video, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.